the education, but if Mike wants to do it, it's all good.
Go ahead, Tony. Thanks.
Okay.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to August 13th, Wednesday, and the East End group for Phoenix Business Exchange. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick share of the screen to see what's happening inside the Phoenix space. And you should be seeing a screen. Member of the week is Stephine Hennessy, and Stephane's on the call today too. And good morning, Stephine. And you want to know more about what Stephine does? Click her email, click her point here, or watch the video. She's an event planner. And to join our meetings, just follow any of these red buttons. And so if it's Monday and it's not, click here. If it's Wednesday, click here. And that's where we are. We host these meetings 8 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. Thursday morning is the South End group. Thursday afternoon, 1 to 2, midday. That's a new group. Come on in and check it out. September 2nd is the After Hours group meeting. That's hosted by Penny Lee Prevo, and it helps you keep on track with your things at hand. East Trade Winds is meeting from 8 to 9 every Tuesday, Eastern Standard Time, and network of people across the province, Canada, and North America and the globe. Facebook Live meditation class with Tony on August 15th at 1:30 p.m. That's this Friday. And a sound bathing event on Zoom, August 27th at 7 p.m. That's Tony too, by the way. The Phoenix Golf registration for players, September 4th. That starts at 2:30 in the afternoon. The 9-hole game, best ball. Penally's got the Dance and Movement is Medicine with Nia classes, and there's a host of them. So click that, and you can find which classes are available. Friends Friday Potluck. That's this Friday at 6:30 p.m. This is an in-person event, not a Zoom one. South End is meeting in person on August 28th at 7:30 a.m. as opposed to 8 a.m. This is not a Zoom event. However, that said, we did a Zoom event last time. If you hear somebody talking today and you go, hey, I want to know more about that person, click the QR directory for all members, and you'll be able to find their contact details. And what the QR code helps you do and helps the Phoenix members, which is part of every Phoenix member that is a subscriber to this networking group, we get a QR code and a link, and it just makes it easier for us to be found by our clients and our colleagues. We've had over 2,800 people connect on that platform this year to date. We've done over $4.9 million worth of business just between members since 2016 of January. Current year-to-date totals are 134.755, or 134,000, I should say, in referrals conducted between members, not even referrals outside of the group. And with that, I'm going to stop and swing over to Tony to give us a educational minute. Tony, the helm is yours, sir.
Thank you, Bernie. One thing I wanted to talk about today was about growth. You know, when we get into business, any business, you know, the energy of that business, it always wants to grow. Most times we have to find a way to stay sort of beside it, in the sense that we don't want to push it too much, because you notice that any business that really tries to promote it so aggressively, they don't do as well as the ones that just let their business grow. There's an organic way that businesses, because business is actually part of you. It has your energy in it, and it always wants to grow. And so Phoenix Group is much the same. When we started 9 years ago, our vision was to be able to get business people to be able to network in a way that is unencumbering compared to other groups. So it's not as rigid. And so we have a lot more compassion, I think, because I was in those groups as well. In one in particular, I was there for 4 years before I just had to leave out of just frustration. But I figured that if we couldn't find a group that I wanted to be in, you just had to turn around and make it. And that's where Phoenix came in. Phoenix has that Phoenix energy where from the ashes something better comes up. And that's a little bit like what you're going through. The way that you're going to grow, the way that you're going to learn as your business grows, you're going to grow. And the reason the business grows is because as you're going through those frustrations, you're getting a different version of yourself coming out of you from those various situations that come up that has to do with just getting things done. So we have a new group that's we've launched. Penny Lee is hosting that every Thursday afternoon at 1. It's a brand new group, and it's to target the people that can't network in the morning. I mean, when the kids start going back to school, there's always I got to get my kids, at the school between 8 and 9, and that's when the meetings are. Or a lot of times there will be like morning meetings in your own company. If you're with someone like Matt, he couldn't make it today because he's in a company meeting. So situations like that, when it comes up, it does get rather difficult in the morning. So this is why the midday sort of birthed in that way. It was an organic thing that we just saw that there was an opportunity to be able to bring in more people because of the time slot alone. And what does that really mean for us? Well, we know that when we hit 100 members at one point, we did. We hit at one point we had over 100 members, which is 3 times the size of where we are today, only because of COVID and other things that are going on. But in doing that, when we hit that, we had triple the referrals. We had triple of the people that got connected. And it was a slam dunk to get a new member to join because, I mean, when you come into a group and there's 30 people there looking at your presentation, it's a little different, isn't it? And so this is what we're all about. We're all about growth. If you know of a business that is having a hard time, we always used to say, bring them in. Even if they don't join right away, their business will change. One of the things that I met with Brenda Lee, she's our homeless person outreach individual, and she's got a real incredible heart to try and give back to the community and through homeless efforts. And she says since she has come to the meetings, her efforts has more than doubled. And she says it just came up all of a sudden. I've been doing this for like almost 15 years and never seen the influx of what I guess things are just changing. I says, well, you're also coming in to a group that has compassion, and that is surrounding your business, your efforts, and your things. And she says it just like it's almost like a light switch has gone off, and that's a little bit about what's happening. The light is coming on. So if you know of somebody that's having a struggle, bring them into Phoenix, and if they become a member, and they will, because we have really, really incredible members. We probably have close to 300 years of business experience when you put them all together. You know, Mike with his 30, 40 years experience, mine, and so on, and the list just goes on. We have so many members that have 20 plus years experience, so we can help the ones that are starting. We can make sure that they don't hit the pitfalls that we hit when we weren't able to go to other people to bounce ideas off of, and we have all kinds of ways to do that. Our after hours group talks about that. If you have a situation goes on, usually within the 5 or 10 people that have come to that group, when the person leaves, they have some projected solutions. So, and that's what it's all about, is bouncing ideas off of other people and see what their take is. Because, they're looking at things from a different perspective. So our real mandate here is to get to 100 members within the next year. And so we're going to be looking at different ways to do that because businesses need it. If you've gone through COVID and you're still in business, bravo. And Phoenix is there to try to make your growth even better. Okay, back to you, Bernie.
Tony, thank you so much. And here is our LinkedIn Live post feed, and you put your contact details in there also. It also helps you share and widen your reach, so you can stay connected. And I'm going to start off, Stefine. Why don't you tell people what you do, and if you had any BAMs or referrals, and then we'll go then to Eric. Stefine, over to you, ma'am.
Sure. So because Tony just worked on growth, my talk for today was going to be about growth. So for me, when it comes to events, I did an event in Toronto, and when I worked for the company started with 3,000 followers. It grew to 36,000 followers because they worked with me. I worked with another company for 2 years. We started with 500, went to 600, then we went to 960 people attending our events. So if you want or are serious about actually really getting a growth, then you need to work with me. And I'm not just doing emails. I am a serious event planner, and I can help you raise your company to have serious growth in short period of time. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. And so if you know someone that handles indoor herb gardens and provides that, we're interested in having a chat with them and have them talk with Penny Lee and Eric, and then we will go to Wendy. Go ahead, Eric.
Good morning. I wasn't here Monday because I'm on holidays, and I had to come in yesterday for two reasons, because I had a soccer game, and then I had a meeting that I had to go to on a client that doesn't follow advice. So it was a pointless meeting anyways. So my name is Eric Sonego. I am with the firm CA Pros. We are a firm in Ottawa that is merged with a national firm of right now we have 12 offices. By September, we'll have 20 offices across Canada, and that is taking a lot of my time. I hate Microsoft Teams with a passion. I hate that with a passion. I think Zoom is much more friendlier, much more faster to do, but everybody else in Canada likes Microsoft Teams. So it's just like driving me nuts. Anyways, we specialize in small and medium-sized companies. We have been in business for over 25 years. We bring reason to numbers and numbers to reason. We take sometimes holidays in the summer, and some people have to realize that even the accountant has to take holidays, that he cannot come into town to hear a speech for someone who doesn't follow your advice. Anyways, I am venting, and I should not be venting with a group that is already well managed like you guys are. 613-254-7310. And, what is the address? Eric, my email address is eric.sonego@capros.ca, and everything is in the chat line.
Eric, thank you so much. And Teams, I hear you. Yeah. And once you turn it on, you have to reboot your computer to clear it out of the cache. And I always love having to reboot my computer because I turn something on. And if you want to have a band with me, connect with me and we can meet at Hive. It's a co-working space that has office space available and bistro. Wendy, what up? What up? And then we'll go to Mike. Go ahead, Wendy.
Perfect. Good morning, everyone, and happy Wednesday. My name is Wendy Chung. I'm a real estate broker with Century 21 Synergy. I'm probably having my busiest August right now. I've got so many clients on the go, and I'm very grateful. Staying organized is not easy, and especially when you're going through a transition within your own business where there's a lot of moving parts. But I'll let you know that I have a great support system. And because of that support system, I'm able to handle, a lot of moving parts. So to start with, I'll let you know I need to leave this meeting at 8:30 this morning because one of my clients received an offer and I have to go and see her in person. So I just wanted to let you guys know. I've got another follow-up meeting coming up with Kat. Sorry, Kat, I keep rescheduling with you, but I'll get back to you very, very soon. Welcome back, Stephanie. I haven't seen you in a while, so I hope things are going well for you. The market is moving. I'm going to tell you right now, although it's a buyer's market, what I've been seeing is there's a lot of places that have been sitting on the market for over 30 days, and suddenly when my clients are ready to make an offer, there's somebody else also making an offer. So we're seeing some multiple offer situations happening right now. Now, we're not seeing a huge jump in terms of offering prices, but we are seeing competition. So if you know of anyone who's looking to make a move and they need to speak to someone who is well versed in this arena or in this industry, please send them my name and number, and I'd be happy to have a conversation with them. Thanks very much.
Wendy, thank you so much, and congrats on activities. This is really healthy stuff. So East Trade Winds, that's a Zoom link, free to attend. And the next thing I'm gonna do is, hey, look, golf. That's the link to get into the golf game. So you haven't started it off. And I got one more quick promo because it kind of feeds into who I'm going to talk to next, and that's Mike Wazowski. So if you need Mike to cover for you, and he's available, there you go. If you can't make a meeting. Mike, I know you're going to have three personalities to talk about today, and you're one of them. So,
Yeah, well,
comes yours.
thank you. I have three personalities, but I'm going to talk about somebody else right now. Congratulations, Wendy, too, on your success in August. Those are always nice to have, really busy. Good for you. I know you work hard and you deserve it. So first of all, well, I'm standing in for Susan McGarry from Pure Trim. Pure Trim is a 25-year leader in the Mediterranean-based nutrition, and Pure Trim offers plant seed-based, non-GMO supplements, which no dairy, no artificial sweeteners, and no harsh ingredients. And Pure Trim is designed to help you with your, well, many things actually, weight issues, energy, your digestion, joints, sore joints. That's always a good one. She's got some great products for that. And healthy aging, naturally and effectively. So Pure Trim products are based on an ancient Mediterranean health principles, which are the key to achieving life-changing results. And I really found this interesting that the medical and the scientific community now recognizes that Mediterranean diet is the key to its inhabitants for a stronger, living a longer and healthier lives than people living in other parts of the world. So Susan McGarry with Pure Trim. And I'm also standing in for Sam. He couldn't make it last second. Something came up. And as we all know, Sam is with connectedcars.ca, and he specializes in dash cams and dash cam installations, and a great device that can prove unbiased proof of who is responsible for an accident, whether your car is running or not. And I remember because I used to own a collision shop for 32 years, and fall time was a big season for deer hits. We used to get a couple of dozen each fall, pretty easy. And what happens in a lot of cases is when you're driving down the road and a deer all of a sudden just darts out in front of you, your reaction, you weave to miss hitting Bambi, and you end up in the ditch. And you can cause a lot of damage going into the ditch, hitting a stone, rock, hard things, trees, post, whatever. Then you phone your insurance company and go, well, I was driving down the road and a deer jumped out in front of me, and I took the ditch instead to avoid hitting Bambi. And they're like, okay, well, you know what? You got a witness, you got some proof. Yeah, no. Claim denied. With a dash cam, there you go. You got the dash cam, deer jumps out in front, you take the ditch to avoid hitting Bambi, and you got the proof to show to your insurance companies, and the claim will move forward. So dash cams, I think, are an excellent product. And even for new drivers, especially young women, the road rage out there is horrible. It's worse it's ever been. It's a big societal concern that we have. Uh, you get a dash cam, and some, let's say, guy, whatever, hits a young new driver, woman. Um, they get out, they yell. It's very intimidating. It's shocking things, and then they take off, and this young person is left there by going, "What do I do now?" With a dash cam, well, you know what? You can show your parents, you can show your insurance company, and things will be taken care of in a horrible situation like that. So yeah, and he also does summer tires. It's a great referral for him this year. If you're still in to changing into your summer tires. It's a little long now. And but what's nice about Sam is for free, he does like free brake inspections and things like that, you know. And with Sam, we all trust him. You're not going to be taken advantage of compared to maybe sometimes, not everybody, but some dealerships are like, you know, full pin, and sometimes you don't need that work. Sam can steer you straight. Hey, maybe that's his new tagline, can steer you straight. And yeah, and myself, let's see here. Now I'm with Orr Motors, and you know what Aura Motors is an extensive inventory of pre-owned vehicles. So they sell vehicles, and they specialize in late model luxury SUVs and late model high-end pickup trucks. Located in the heart of Stittsville, and I've been telling some people in my infomercial, you know what? A lot of people hate buying a vehicle, even in some cases more than they want going to the dentist. And why is that? Well, you know what? Sometimes we get intimidated because buying vehicles can be come dance back and forth, mainly containing a lot of tension. And sometimes you feel like you're in the lion's den. So guess what? Uh, I can take you out of that lion's den, which removes the tension. And how do I do that? Well, instead of just you know somebody that's in the market for a vehicle, let them know me, and I'll introduce them to Fred Orr, the owner of Orr Motors. And that way they don't have to go through the staff. They don't have to do the dance. They don't do anything like that. Fred's a very nice guy, trusting guy, believe me. And he will also steer you straight. So Mike representing Orr Motors, no dance required.
Mike, thank you so much. And so just a quick promo, my co-host on the Knack for Business, Wayne Pratt, co-authored a book with Matt Hawksley about freshly brewed coaching, and it is for sale. Kat is not able to communicate with us right now, per se. She can blink twice, but quick intro about Kat. She does social media posts, and she's very diligent about the details. And yes, good person to have a chat with and cross connect. And I'm going to swing over to Tony and then myself. Tony, go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much, Bernie. Hi, everybody. Tony Jennis from Higher Self. I'm the spirit guy of the group. I do readings. I do tuning sessions, which is basically a massage without any contact. We work mostly on the auric field, and that's where everything happens. Outside of your body is a field, is an energy. And whatever's in that energy is how your mood is going to be. If it's when people say, hey, you know, people that can look at auras and they can see you as yellow or blue or whatever, you're going to usually have a very good day or a powering day. When it's got more clouds, just like the weather, when it's got more clouds, there's sunny spots and you're in the middle of it. When you're like Eeyore, where the cloud is right above you all the time, that's part of your aura. That's how you're going to feel. So the aura is an incredibly, even though we don't see it, it does dictate how you're going to be feeling. But the good news is you can change that weather just by the energy within. Just say, I'm going to have a good day. And if you're having some issues doing that, then come in for a tuning session. If you are in the position where you want to come in with a BAM, I'll give you one for free, just so you can feel what it's like. Okay. So, and we just launched our new podcast on a different platform, just so we can reach more people. More people needed to hear the frequencies that are in our meditation part and our Friday classes. And so we're really excited that just on the first day, where we normally would have gotten about 5 to 10 downloads, we're up to over 320 in less than 24 hours. So that is really good. That's what Spirit really wanted, to be able to get these sounds out to people, and so that they could find who they really are in these frequencies. So if you want to get onto YouTube, I have my link. I'll put that in the chat, and you can do that. So Tony Jennis from Higher Self, we are here to raise your spirits. And I did I met with Stephine. Her and I are doing business in the sense that we, higher self needs a lot of work. So Stephine, thanks a lot for all that you're doing there. We're just going through all of the work that I'm doing, and it's amazing that when you get it all written down, it's amazing how much we do. And so we got to get this off the plate so we could move forward. Also had a BAM with Kat yesterday and ongoing relations with her. Bernie, we're having a BAM. Went to Bernie's East Trade Winds meeting. That was great, Bernie. I loved that group that you started there. And Dwight, I'm going to be connecting with him soon. And Susan McGarry, I'll give her a call very soon. We're low in some products, and that's it. Okay, over to you, Bernie.
Tony, thank you so much. And so we're also looking for a person that can service garage doors and do sales in that particular space. Have them reach out to Penny Lee. Here's my contact details. So Knack for Business is kind of the primary piece, is the podcasting. East Trade Winds is the other element. Feel free to reach out to me. We can have a BAM, have a chat. I'm going to swing over to Redmond, and you're going to have to excuse me. I have to take care of something because we just had some people come into the house, and it's called the dismantling and refurbishing of a bathroom. So I'm just going to check to see what my demand's going to be. Kat had to peel out. Her computer is making her feeling not so well. So Redmond, over to you, sir.
Okay, Bernie, thanks. Hi, everyone. Redmond O'Brien with Odette Brigamba Lawyers Professional Corporation. Our firm practices in a variety of areas of law. We focus on family law, wills and estates, some personal injury law, and immigration law. And we're located downtown by the Rideau Center at 1 Nicholas Street. So I'll just share a PowerPoint presentation here. Okay, and got to do the start on that. Okay, can you see that?
Yep, that's perfect.
Oh, okay, thanks. So protecting your rights is our priority. It's a small law firm working closely with each other. Odette Ragamba started her firm about over 20 years ago. In the early 2000s, and there's Shawnette Simon, paralegal, law clerk, who's been working here for almost 15 years. And these are the areas of law that I mentioned. I've been fortunate to be working specifically with Odette's office for past 8 months or so. Prior to that, I worked in other areas of law, small claims court, on some areas of civil litigation, construction law, and I've been fortunate to work with some lawyers who specialize in those areas. So in a mid-sized, kind of a middle-sized law firm, and also in the government. So my experience goes in different areas, but also 4 years just almost exclusively in family law. So during that time, over the past 7, 8 years, when I've been working in family law, particularly, seen different types of situations arise, more transactional, just people want to they're both in agreement to just proceed with applying for divorce, or there's a separation agreement or a marriage contract, a cohabitation agreement they want to go forward with. And other situations are less so, and need a mediator or to go through court. But it's always about, for us and for myself, just trying to have a good working relationship with our clients, try to learn a bit about their personalities, and just work well with them so that we achieve their goals. It could be really to try to keep something out of court as much as possible, or really to keep going through there. So we really take account of the time stress and cost elements of working for people. And in family law, these are the main issues that of what family law means and what this area of law is seeking to help people with, and it's the consequences and your rights post as a result of a separation if that occurs. So children have the rights to be cared for according to their best interests. Their best interests, there's a series of factors that determine that. That's what courts are and lawyers and mediators are trying to always make sure that children are accounted for post-separation, so that their needs are taken account of, their need for stability, their need to continue being cared for by people who have been doing so if there's somebody who's been doing so for a lengthy period of time before, and the ability of somebody to provide that care for them. So you look at, or the law looks at the ability of parents to do that, and it could be that there's a step parent, could be a grandparent, or somebody else who is in the best position to ensure that the best interests of the children are ensured. Parents and caregivers have rights as well post separation. That's depending on a variety of factors. So there, as I kind of mentioned, with the best interest factors for children, if they've been making decisions for children, major decisions, health and education related, and if they've been spending significant amounts of time caring for their children before, there's the rights for caregivers post separation is for it used to be called access. That word's no longer. So it's parenting time with respect to their children and decision-making responsibilities on major decisions. Child support is the right of the child or right of children post-separation to be provided for financially according to their parents' ability to do so. And spousal support can apply for if you're in a common law relationship, if you are in a common law relationship or married or just separating or divorcing, is to return somebody who is of lesser income compared to their spouse or their partner, try to return that person to the pre-separation state that they had financially. So spousal support, there's different aspects that you look at to determine what the amount is, but it's kind of the person who earned more and continues to earn more, providing sum of money to their spouse post separation. Can be for a year, 2 years, or the rest of that person's life, depending on the level of the length of their relationship before and the difference in income. So it's really about looking at the need of this person who earns less income post separation to be put back to a similar financial state from before. Their need, as well as the compensation, the contributions that they made to help their other spouse during marriage. Perhaps they contributed significantly to their career. Perhaps you moved with the family, and perhaps there were actually disadvantages. You decided not to pursue your own career or studies more because you were taking care of children more. So spousal support is another one of those other areas that is designed that constitutes help or the protections and rights of people post separation. And there's other issues that can come into play in family law when there's more of a difficult situation post separation, such as you can have a restraining order against somebody because of bad treatment that they're doing against their spouse, and so it's not just in criminal matters. In family law, you can have that occur and help people. And in wills and estates work, it's reviewing and drafting wills, powers of attorney, as I mentioned there, beneficiary designations. So if somebody has a life insurance declaration, so a separate document that whereby they say what will happen with the proceeds of their life insurance policy. So that can play into how you advise somebody, or how I advise somebody on their will, for instance, if for indicating what they want to have happen with the proceeds of their life insurance policy. Maybe there's one already in place, declaration, or and so you need to take account. I advise clients to take account of different documents, designations that are already in place, an RSP, pension, so that you make sure that there's no kind of inconsistency between those documents and what is in your new will, which is, again, with wills, it's about what are your wishes and your instructions for what will happen with your estate when you pass away. So with will and with powers of attorney, about the decision making holes, or what are the aspects of your life that when you become no longer able to manage those aspects, such as property and personal care, who do you want to be making those decisions for you? And that's the principle with powers of attorney. And so with powers of attorney and wills, make sure, as our firm, to really take the time, not taking too much time for people who seek this, to see what are their assets, their debts, when it comes to wills. Really trying to make sure that the instructions and the wishes of the person who's making their new will or having the power of attorney are going to reflect what their assets are in the case of a will, and with the power of attorney are going to reflect who they really think is going to be able to make decisions for them when they're no longer able to, that's going to be in the best interest of them. So I mean, obviously with a family member, it's always in many cases, like, it's just a given that it's in their best interest. But with powers of attorney for property, sometimes you want to make sure that the person you're giving decision-making authority to is going to be able to take account of the more complex finances. So maybe there's a variety of properties that the decision maker is going to have to deal with. Maybe there's a business that this person is giving decision-making authority to someone else is going to be having to decide what to do with. So just try to make sure with clients, with wills and with powers of attorney, to inform them of really the implications of their decisions with their property, giving decision-making authority, or deciding on who's going to be the executor of their estate, or with a will, and the implications of devolving their estate to certain beneficiaries as well, and just knowing the assets that are part of their estate. So that's some of the essentials of the wills and estates work that I do as well. So thanks. That's essentially what I want to mention about the work that I do, but just happy to have BAMs or kind of provide some further legal information without providing legal advice. Thanks for listening. And yep, that's the contact information again.
Are there any questions for Redmond? Yeah, Mike.
Redmond, thanks for your presentation. When it comes to family law, and there's a divorced couple, and let's say they have one child, let's say 12-year-old girl or what have you, and they have shared custody on and off every alternate day they change. Can that child have the authority to sit there and go,
Exactly.
I think probably with the one parent's permission, I want to be full-time now with mom, or I want to be full-time with dad?
Thanks, Mike. That's just probably could have mentioned that a little more, or got into that during at another point during a presentation. But yes, yes, that child, because of their age, they're considered mature enough for their views and preferences to be given real consideration or weight in, especially if the matter, Mike, is going through court, or what the final parenting arrangements and decision-making arrangements are going to be for them. And sometimes the office of the children's lawyer can be appointed, and they decide to get involved to make sure that a children's views and preferences are heard. Uh, and really that's the way that you make sure that in a court matter the child's views and preferences are taken account of. But yeah, that's essentially it. The older a child is, Mike, the more weight the preferences will be given. If it's a very small child, it's not going to have much weight.
Stephine, you had a question?
Just turn off the search.
Yeah, I do have a question. Just trying to lower my hand, sorry. Yeah, I did a custody agreement and sent it to the courthouse, and me and my ex have not received anything. It was supposed to be in June or July. It's now August, and there has been no feedback from the courthouse. What should I do next?
Okay, so doesn't sound great to say this, but again, the legal advice. Okay, but like in terms of just like some information for those situations, if you have a lawyer, or you could always obtain independent legal advice. Just go to a lawyer just on that particular issue, or go to the Family Law Information Center at the courthouse. They're a great resource. They provide free legal information to individuals procedurally and kind of in more substantive issues.
Like, do you go back to the courthouse and reapply, or like what's normally done in that case?
Yeah, so there was an agreement submitted, and just haven't had any follow-up from the court, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything was already all done. It was all clear. They said there no problem. You'll receive the judge's signature. Nothing's wrong with it.
Yeah.
And I just haven't received an email back.
Well, I understand recently, Stephanie, that the Ottawa courthouse, like I heard a situation where there was a divorce application submitted, and it took, unfortunately, like I don't know the specifics, but it took up to a year to actually get. And this isn't going to sound great, but they're super busy compared to a courthouse like Perth, from my understanding. So when you submit something in like an agreement or draft order to court, family court in Ottawa, it's heard by the judge in writing. Essentially, it can just be part of a lot of other applications and draft orders that are before that judge in writing, and it just can take a lot of time sometimes for that to happen. The other thing that people can do in those situations is decide to go to procedural motions court to be heard in to say, hey, there's something that can be dealt with in writing, but can we deal with this before you or orally? So because that's a court where you can have orders made on the consent of the parties. So that's another opportunity.
Yeah, because our divorce is already final. It's just a custody agreement.
Yeah, okay. I'd be happy to talk more about that, to try to
maybe you guys can have a BAM.
Yeah,
sounds like
no,
you guys
I'm
can
happy
have
to
a
do
short conversation, you know.
Thank you.
No problem. Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot, Redmond, for enlightening us that way. At least we have a chance to look at that. Also, we've got some other things going with Redmond with the will for my mom and a power of attorney and some other things that we're working on with him. So if you want to give Redmond a call and maybe schedule a BAM for for a time. He might be able to give you more information and shed some light on what your options are. So thanks a lot, Ray Redmond, for that. Awesome. And Jacqueline, you came in just after Redmond started to do his presentation. So if you'd like to say a little bit about what the Mortgage Honey does.
She does lots of really interesting things. And thank you, Redmond. I work with people who are going through spousal divorce, separation conversations, and they own not one, not two, but multiple properties, trying to figure out where will it sit. And they happen to be on the company agreements. And it's been really interesting having these conversations. So Redmond, I appreciate what you can offer to them, and we'll be in touch. So I'm Jacqueline Richards, and my job is to take a beautiful long deep breath and lift my shoulders, take them back, drop them down, apologize for being a little tardy. However, I got here, and I appreciate the conversation that we have. And just like with my clients, it's really important to have open ears. It's really important to have a pencil in hand. It's really important that they understand you're there for them. As a mortgage consultant, that's what I do. And when you're looking for strategies for your mortgage money, oh my goodness, you need to contact your Mortgage Honey.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Well said. Okay. And I'm just going to go on our site here real quick just to get the final quote for today. All right. It has something to do with opportunities that knock or whatever. And okay, it all moved. Everything's moving here. Okay. The quote for today is, "You are not wrong if no one knows what you're doing." The unknown. So that's our ending quote. Okay. So thank you, Ray Redmond, for the presentation, and thank you, Mike, for filling in for Susan and the like. And that's awesome. And we'll see you next week. So if you know of anybody for tomorrow at noon, it's a free, no category, no limitation meeting. If two realtors show up, it's okay. It's just open conversation at 1 o'clock on the same Zoom channel as we are on, so that those that are coming in can see how amazing we are. Okay, so if you have the time between 1 and 2, we're going to be talking a little bit about networking. Penny Lee has a number of things that she's going to cover, as amazing as she is. So we'll hopefully see you guys there, or if you want to bring a guest, they're always welcome. We want to get really more people looking at who we are. Okay, so we'll see you then. And those that are on Facebook Live and YouTube Live and LinkedIn,